Welcome back to the inside of my mind. So currently, I've been in a challenge and I'm on day two. And they always say the beginning is the hardest. And I would say, I guess, I don't know exactly what the other days are like because I usually don't make it too far in challenges. But what I have been doing, and I gotta admit today it was very hard waking up, but I've been waking up at 6 a.m. As soon as I wake up, I do some meditation, stuff like that. I read a little, and then I go work out, and I come and work on a podcast or something like that. And then I'll like eat, shower, and then go to work for the rest of the day. So it's new for me because usually I wake up and it takes me a little while to get active to start doing things. And this way, it's not like that. I actually am pretty productive early in the morning and I continue that throughout the day. And also through this challenge, I am creating a lot of content and working my butt off, I guess. But this morning, I woke up and I was like, why am I doing this? That was like my first thought. I was like, oh, I have another hour. I can just go to sleep and I can wake up at 7 and do the same thing. And the thoughts that always run through your head when you wake up and you're like, this is a little too early. Especially because I don't do very well without 8 hours of sleep, and I didn't get that last night. It was close. It was close. But I didn't get the 8 hours. It's like, I could probably just sleep for a little bit longer, get the 8 hours. But then I was like, these are pretty lame excuses. That's literally what I thought in my head. It was like, what are these excuses? There's no excuses. This is just something we're doing right now. So I got out of bed and I did all my stuff. I gotta admit, I'm a tired boy. Workout this morning was it wasn't the most energetic. It was kind of difficult because I I just didn't feel it this morning, but I did it anyway. And yeah, so today's day two. I'm not exactly sure what number I'm going for. But like 6,000 would be cool. Don't definitely don't think I'm hitting 6,000, but 6,000 would be a cool number. I don't know, maybe 50. 50 is where I'm aiming about. I don't know, maybe 100, 200, 300, something around there. Just something nice and easy and simple. But I will be recording daily. Not I don't know if I'm posting daily, but at least I don't know if it'll be for this content or whatever, just to kind of document the journey. Another thing that I'm doing as part of this challenge is I have started to recently post a little bit more shorts on my channel. I'm like, dang, these actually do pretty well. And I'm like, hey, I probably need to keep these going. And over the next couple months, I want to get to the 10K and 100K subscriber marks. It should be plausible. I mean, I'm not making money right now because I'm not monetized because most of my content on the channel is shorts, which don't equate to watch hours. And, you need the 4,000 watch hours. Right now I have like 3 or 4, I think. So it's not anywhere close to being monetized, but I wanted to see how far I could get shorts to push it because, like I've said before, I've done a 7-day thing where I got to 1,000 in the 7 days. So I've just been thinking about, hey, every short that I post now gets a couple K views. And what would happen if I went back on a harder, like a harder regimen in posting, and basically what would happen, how big could I really grow it, posting shorts, and I really want to see how big I can get it, so that, I could make a little bit money on the side. It sounds fun, it's always good to build an audience, whatever you're doing. That's kind of what this podcast is sort of for. I also will short this one down. So far, the shorts for this podcast haven't performed too well, but there's always room for improvements. There's always room to make it blow up even more. And also, something else I've been doing is for work. Who I work for was mentioning, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to get some more subscribers on my YouTube channel. And I was like, yeah, okay. I've kind of been trying out something recently. So we kind of agreed that I would kind of take some of the time I was doing other things away. Maybe I just add more time onto what I'm doing and focus on doing short content for him. And that's going to help the business in a lot of ways. It won't bring too much profit in. I'm hoping it'll bring in some through the he's monetized and everything. But I think he's only making like $30 a month is about what he's making off YouTube. So I was thinking, hey, well, it'd be cool if we could get that to the hundreds or thousands mark, and also grow his channel into a way that he's getting the traffic just from people through YouTube, to also go into to view his products and to buy from there. I know it's not as stable that way because he sells piano books for part of the business, and that's part of the YouTube I'm working on. And what I would be shorting out is him playing the piano and stuff like that. And that's not necessarily what the YouTube videos are about, because it's just him playing, and not everyone that listens to piano music. Because another thing that I'll be working on is a lot of live stream stuff. So it'll be like the live streams you see on YouTube all the time, where it's like music for a while you work or do homework. That's just peaceful, nice piano music that'll help you concentrate, and that's something else we'll be working on. It'll also help out the streaming revenue, because we can get all the people listening to his songs. He can get that streaming revenue. So those are the challenges I'm really kind of focused on working on. I want to see how big I can get my YouTube channel. Not necessarily because I'm like, hey, I need this source of income right now. It'd be nice. It would be nice. But I want to see if I can get to the 10K, 100K mark in the next couple months. I'm not sure exactly how easy that'll be. I think I'm at, let me check real quick. I think I'm around like 10,040 something. I mean, 1,040 something. And yeah, I basically want to 10 times, 100 times that, which I don't think will be too hard now that my shorts are getting the amount of views and subscribers that they're gaining, and I feel like that is very plausible. So yeah, that's my big thing right now, is getting those challenges through. Another thing I've been wanting to do is I was like, hey, I have in these next couple months, it'd be kind of cool, to have an increase of 500,000 to sales where I work. As you know, I'm part of the advertising and also the management of the ads and the creative and all that type of stuff. And I was like, hey, if we could just increase sales 500,000 plus, that'd be kind of cool. So I think right now I'm really in a point where, yes, I want to create content, but I also really want to work right now. I'm in a stage where I gotta admit I love what I do, and I'm to the point where I'm like, hey, work, it's fun and everything, so I don't have anything against that. But also, I'm also really excited to come out here and create content, or create YouTube Shorts and grow that. What I'm doing right now, I'm really to a point where it doesn't necessarily feel like work. And it's to the point where while I'm doing work, yes, it still feels like I'm doing work in a way, but it also feels the time goes by a lot quicker when you're really doing something you enjoy. And I really enjoy page build outs. I really enjoy the advertising side. So when I'm really locked in on that, time flies. And they always say time flies when you're having fun. And I would like to equate that, when you're busy, time seems to fly as well. But I don't think it's all busy for me. Yes, I'm busy, and I'm probably behind a little, but that's nothing that can't be solved. And I really feel like right now it's not as much busy. It's more me having fun that's making the time fly. And I look at the clock, it's already been over an hour since I've woken up, and I just think about how much I've gotten done, but also how fast some of the time has gone. When you're doing the simple things and the things you enjoy, the things that get you ready for the day, I think is really important to have that type of morning routine. That's kind of why I started this channel, is because once you have that morning routine, the day seems a lot easier, it seems a lot better, you're more excited to do things, you have more energy to do things, even if it doesn't seem like that when you wake up. It really gets your body ready for the day, especially to get a workout in, to get your body moving. And then also to do something that gets your mind a little stimulated. That's why I do meditation, the reading part, because that gets my mind going. Also, this podcast helps my mind get going, because I come out here and I talk to you about what's kind of been going on, It starts my mind up. It gets me excited about what I'm doing, and yeah. So I gotta admit, right now I'm really excited, and I'm ready to get to work. It's almost making me want to be like, hey, podcast is over. I got to go back to work, and yeah. So it's been a fun time recently, and I hope you guys can find that thing that you get to the point where like, hey, this is just all fun to do. I love doing this, and it doesn't necessarily, it'll always be like, hey, I'm doing this for money. This is for work. But it'll never get to the point. I hope it never gets to the point where like, this is all for work. I'm not having any fun in this. And but once you find that thing that you really love, it's so much more simpler to be alive and to have fun and enjoyment. And I'm really excited right now. So on the business side, I'll go into that a little bit more. How are you going to get $500,000 more in sales? Pretty simple. You start over from scratch. Not totally from scratch, but you start over some of the things that haven't been working, and you model what has worked in the past. You try out some new things. New creative is really big. So if you don't know what that means, it's like with Facebook ads, Google ads, that type of stuff. The display image that they see, you change the display image that they see. So new creative is really big. Also new like headlines, new descriptions, all that stuff is really big. But also new like audiences to target. There's a whole world in targeting audiences I could go into, but I don't want to bore you too much with that. But that is really where you go with that. And holiday season is always really good for sales. Especially what we've done that which has worked really well is to do like these neighbor gift packs, like especially because mostly of what we do is books. So we say, hey, you can give these, with Christmas coming around the corner, you can order this pack and give it out to the neighbors around you. And, it's a simple gift. We can give them to it for a discounted price because they're buying more. We do well from it, they do well from it, and all around it's a good opportunity for everyone. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get going on this. Not too much else has been on my mind recently. I've just been really excited. For a minute, I got to be honest, I was taking a break from the YouTube Shorts. I went on vacation at the end of that like 7-day thing, and I went to Oakland or whatever. But right after, I didn't create that much shorts. I wanted to switch kind of content a little. I was like, I'm not sure I really want to do the whole shorts thing. But the more I've thought about it, the more I've started to enjoy it, and the more I've realized, hey, I've been given this big opportunity. I learned sort of the algorithm. I learned what works, what doesn't work, and what I think I was a little bit more lost on was I wasn't sure what type of content I wanted to put out. Because like I like the gaming side, I like this side, I like this side, um, and I decided, hey, for the shorts one, because people just enjoy good content. I was like, why don't I just do a little bit of everything, I can do a little bit of the gaming stuff. I can short that out. My regular videos, I can short out my regular videos. I can make funny, more comedy clips. And I can also do other things, just be a little diverse. And I feel like that will help you get a more diverse audience. I've built up that comedy side because that's a lot of what I did with the first 7 days of that challenge, and I've started a little bit of a gaming side because of what I've done recently. But I really want to go big on both and see how good we can get both to do. I'll probably come out with other stuff as well. And then the podcast, of course, has its own channel, so that does that. I'm really hoping to get some traction on there, but if I don't, it's totally fine. It's more for me than to get all these views and everything. This podcast is more for me to go through what I've been thinking, to kind of document my journey, so even I can come back and listen to it and see the experiences I had, see what I was thinking, see the process, and that way I can help others even more by learning from myself. And if other people listen and learn from this and, kind of take on the same journey to really go after something you've been really wanting to do, then, I mean, that's all I could ever hope for from this podcast. More than what I literally did it for, which is just to document my journey. And if anyone else listens to it, it's just a plus. So Yeah, so I'm ready to get back to work. It might be a little bit shorter of a podcast today, but thank you guys for listening. And I'll let you in tomorrow, and maybe I'll go over some other stuff again tomorrow. It'll be more of like a quick update of what I'm doing, and then I'll go into like either things I've learned or things I've been thinking about. Anyway, see you guys next time.